So, I'm going to do one on thinking positive, about thinking positively. And you know, we all read the Napoleon Hill's Think Positively. So he's got Think and Grow Rich, and he's got Positive Thinking. And I think people benefit from that a lot. And it's just that there's points of growth where you obtain something and it's really helpful for you, but then you've got to kind of lay it down in order to go to the next level in life. And positive thinking is, I feel like, is one of them. First, you got to have it. You got to know that you're not thinking positive. And then what happens with that is that you're gaining positive mental attitude, and you're starting to gain wonderful results, but then you'll come to a standstill. And you wonder what's with the standstill. And the standstill is because there's a lot of, what we think positive mental attitude, we're thinking from the conscious level. But there's a lot of stuff that's inside of you that are unconscious, and they've been with you for many, many years. And those unconscious attitudes are also affecting you, such as one of them is that you don't think you're worthy. There's that you don't deserve to be loved if you haven't done everything or done what you can to prove that you deserve love. And we judge ourselves very much, and people judge us and we judge ourselves. And so there's we start to come to standstill because we haven't eradicated what's in the unconscious. Those words that we're telling ourselves, those unconscious thoughts that are still running under the current, and they're still affecting us. So then we start to understand that we're still doing this to ourselves. It's not that the world is not working for us, it's that we're still not really completely in alignment with who we want to be. And so it's running underneath the undercurrents and it's affecting us. And once we start to realize that, then we start to change that. We start to change our underlying thoughts. We start to dig up old events and old things that made us feel this way or made us think this way, and start to eradicate these sayings that are in our heads. We start to eradicate them, and then we come perhaps to a even a higher level of awareness, where now to obtain more energy, we have to eradicate thoughts itself, where we leave more room, more space, more power, without form, without a written form. Once you've reached positive mental attitude in all aspects, conscious and unconscious, there comes a point where you have to just let it go. There's not even a thought there. There's not even a good or a bad thought. There's just no thought. There's just, it is what it is. But I think it comes as a process versus, it's a process that you have to go through. You can't just go from point 0 to 0. You have to go from point 0 to 100 and then back to 0. And going back from 100 to 0 is from your positive thoughts, your positive mental attitude, to nothing. When you're born, you don't have extra thoughts. You're kind of just, you're fresh. You're a piece of paper. You are just a blank sheet of paper. And that's what you got to come back to, is to 0. To the beginning of creation. To lose all those thoughts that you've built upon build and build and build. And you just have to take them off, and you have to allow room And perhaps that is the biggest energy that one can have. You know, beyond the thoughts, to go beyond the thoughts. And there are things that are beyond the thoughts, you know. Energy is one. Energy is beyond the thoughts. But thoughts could lead energy, you know, your intention, your thoughts can lead them. So there's different processes, and you have to go through them. A person has to go through the different processes to understand themselves and to understand how to create their world, how to create themselves. And that's all I gotta say for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. Have a wonderful, fabulous day.